Melissa, welcome to Exodus. Republic Bank Exodus, that's our new sponsor.
Thank you very much.
Very welcome.
Yeah, man.
Our relationship goes back
a long time. And we wouldn't tell them what it was about.
Not at all.
And nice to meet them.
Welcome.
Good. Yeah, it's good to be here. This is an excellent opportunity for me to find out how I could go about building my own steel band.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
What is the magic that you used? And walk me, at a reasonably good pace, but slow enough so that I can catch on to all that you are going to tell us here.
We have built our band really out of principle in that we started, we were part of another steel band, and that steel band wasn't doing as well as we thought it ought to have been doing, and we felt that we couldn't get the management of that band to come up to scratch, so then we decided we're going to form our own band. As a matter of fact, that's it, the name Exodus came, the movement from one place to the next.
Very well.
So that was one of the things. And then our focus really is on people development. While the steel band and the music of the steel band is our primary focus, at the end of the day, we look to the development of people, but especially our young people. We want to have people with a sense of value, family life, and things like that. It's not just about the band. What is a successful steel band, and thank God we're a successful steel band, because we are fortunate to have a lot of, we attract, I should say, a lot of people, a lot of young people, At this time we have even a junior band that's called Exo Cubs.
Exo Cubs.
Those are the young Exodus,
All right.
of like 150 people.
Okay. Okay.
Those are the kind of things. And discipline is something, the cornerstone of the band is discipline, orderliness, respect for self, respect for each other, and punctuality and regularity for rehearsals. And those are the kind of values that we push with our people.
Yeah. I'm glad that you emphasize the youth element in the band. Indeed, I think that most, if not all, steel bands these days, if we were to remove the youth from the band, you don't have anything.
You're quite right.
Yeah.
You're quite right.
But the majority of these young people are unemployed. How do you...
Well, it's a number of them, yes, are unemployed, but frankly, now there are a lot of young people here who are at universities, who are still at school and pursuing a lot of serious studies, and they work hard, and you talk about young people, what it attracts to is a lot of young ladies, as opposed to a long time. Your sister talked to us,
steel band man, family want to break she hand, push she out.
Not anymore. We have parents who will come here. I have parents there who are just waiting for the kids when they finish here.
Okay.
Some of them even do, while we have the junior band,
yes.
Some of them do the junior band, and a few of them will even do the senior band.
Yes.
So all that kind of thing is happening.
Yes. But, okay, there are some of your people who are university students, a number of them are at school.
Yeah. Okay. So, okay, good. Yeah.
But you have a sizable number that's unemployed.
Yes. Yeah.
And not at school.
Yeah.
Now I know that the name Exodus.
Yeah.
And the brand of your music and so on, okay, would certainly attract a number of people.
Yes.
But what keeps you sustained, particularly those young people who are not at school and who are unemployed?
Really, it's the success in the steel band aspect of it. The success in the steel band aspect of it. And like I said, because of our core values of discipline, respect and so on, a number of people prefer to come here than, there are lots of other very good steel bands too, so I'm not knocking other people, but this is a comfortable environment.
Very well.
You don't have the aggro and the sort of fighting, and when I say fighting,
you have done a lot here.
We've done a lot on our own.
So what is the role of Mr. Pelham Goddard in all of this development and so?
Well, I joined the band back in 1989, right? And I really into the music aspect, arranging and bringing scores to the band and teaching them music in a different. You see, in the steel band, they teach by ear, they learn music by ear and so on. And when they see music scores come into a yard, and then the band is also involved in plenty festival, classical music, all kind of music, jazz, take part in everything. So the young people are more interested. They come for that. They come to learn every night. They come to learn something new, and they keep on with the band right through the year.
Okay.
And when we go into different areas like Point 14, we go down to St. James. We can have a full site, a play plan, and they learn new music and so on,
So you are engaged year round.
Year round. Year round. Everything, every aspect of the band, taking part in any other activity, I is there.
And you also tour overseas.
Yeah.
Do you do that every year?
Yeah, generally, annually, we will have about 3 or 4 tours to a lot of nice exotic places, Frankly, my life came out of a banking scenario, and that has taken me to a lot of nice places.
Excellent.
I can tell you the steel band has taken me to far nicer places than
Really?
the bank has.
Great. No, this is saying a lot for our steel band and so on.
I think, in a way, we have influenced in Barbados.
Yes.
Right? We took for the World Steel Band, for the World Cricket Finals. We took 350 panists to Barbados to play in the comparison.
That's right, yeah.
Right, and after that now, they were influenced by our movement of the whole thing. So last year when we went, we were surprised that we see about 15 steel bands in Barbados. And we got system with pans and stands and racks and everything.
As a matter of fact, for Barbados, Pat Bishop and myself and one of the other guys, we went to Barbados and we helped Barbados put together a national youth steel orchestra.
Okay.
We did that. The Exodus people did that. Under the guidance of Pat Bishop. You recall that?
Yeah.
So that is still going on. And like Kalam said, for the finals of the cricket, where Peter Minshall produced the mass aspect of it, Peter had asked Exodus to put together the steel pan aspect of it, where we had done what is called a ring of steel,
Okay.
We had 300 steel pan people.
Okay.
Steel pan people will be put together from each of the countries where cricket was played for that World Cup. Yeah.
Now, the Ministry of Labour, Small and Micro Enterprise Development, is concentrating at this time, and we are emphasizing that and trying to reach out particularly to the young people. We are providing programs and a number of services, all of them aimed at developing a new and dynamic cadre of small business people. And you start small and you can grow into medium and large. But we have all of these. We have the IBIS program, for instance. And I would like to know how you might want to access these programs. The IBIS program, which really is to assist us in developing entrepreneurs. Yes? Now your whole band can come together and decide that you are going to form a cooperative, for instance. And that you are going to access a number of the services, including seed money, depending on where you are. And since you have been in the banking business for so many years, you might have all the money that you require. Seed money. And to really make the one instrument, how you describe it again, the national instrument, but it's the only musical instrument that had been developed in the 20th century, Yes? And it is still to be challenged how do we make that more representative of Trinidad and Tobago? And at the same time, providing for its sustainability and the employment full-time of even some of those people who are now engaged in their education at the University of the West Indies. Now, it might be a big question that might be difficult for us to answer here immediately, but we need to begin to think in those respects and so on. And the ministry is culling an approach to developing that kind of
I would like to just mention to you some of the serious challenges that the steel band industry faces. We face a problem with steel pan tuning. Our great steel pan tuners, I could count the great steel pan tuners on one hand, the great ones. And then there are a lot of other good steel band tuners, but that's about the great ones on one hand. And they are old, a lot of them are not very well, so that's a big challenge. That's a place that the government could get into. Big thing for the government to get into is the question of the drums.
The drums.
Yeah, because we don't get drums to make a steel pan. Drums were made for containers for oil and for whatever.
Yeah.
But we don't get the drums with the correct elements.
We used to have drums from Van Leer.
From Van Leer, and that worked for some time. But again, even then, sometimes you get it right, sometimes because they really don't make drums for an instrument.
So you need to make a drum with a particular specification.
That's right. And the engineers will have to tell you what those specifications are. So certainly that question of steel pan development, steel pan tuning, the making of the instrument is a big opportunity for a lot of people. Because the instrument goes through certain stages. You get a drum, you get a sinker, you get somebody who has to burn it.
Yes.
You got somebody who has to groove it.
Yes.
And then you got the tuners.
Yes.
After the tuners, you got the people who have got to chrome it.
Yeah.
And all those things. We don't have, in the steel band industry, we don't have a chroming factory. So we've got to go and chrome at two different places. One not so good and the other one very expensive. you know, those are the kinds of opportunities that could be developed.
Okay.
You know, and the other
They have accessories also.
That's right. The other big challenge, of course, the accessories that go with it. You know, the stands and the sticks, all those things. You know, and the other big challenge too is amplification of the instrument. Our instrument, we get it right sometimes, and we get it wrong most times. So we go to a concert, you know, and I set up on a stage to do a nice big concert. I work hard here for a month to prepare for a concert. And when I go to the concert, the sound check, it's like hell, you don't get it right. So it's a guesswork, so sometimes it's right, you know, those are the big things.
So we are identifying a number of elements, if we put them together, can establish a big industry.
Certainly.
But we could only start small.
Yeah.
Can we start with Exodus?
Because certainly start with Exodus. Exodus is always willing.
Ready.
We are always willing to be part of anything innovative.
So when Exodus begin to think about that,
certainly,
and formulate, and I know that this is falling right in your garden, you're very qualified insofar as that is concerned, formulate the kind of business plan and so on that would interest even the government.
Yeah.
And I'm not now speaking so much on behalf of the government, but I see the government having a major role to play in all that we're dealing with.
Yes,
but I have not heard that raised at the level of government.
Okay.
Right? So it might well be encouraging you to begin to move in that direction. And you might start off by accessing, knowing more about what is the ministry offering now, the Ministry of Labor, Small and Micro Enterprise Development, right? We spoke about the IBIS program, and there is the Fair Share program that is going to allow the small business that we are going to cull here access to contracts with government and government agencies and different departments. So it will no longer be the big conglomerate who puts in a bid for all that the government wants done, right? Parts of that the government wants done will be secured for small businesses.
The small business, like I operate a studio, right? But I run in that studio by almost like, how much years now? For 15 years on my own.
Yes.
Yeah, without any kind of help. You know, and it takes equipment and all that kind of thing to change and all that kind of thing. So I don't know if that is involved in that also.
Well, that is involved. That could be involved. And you are encouraged to either visit our website or you call the Ministry of Labor Small and Micro Enterprise Development Enterprise Development Unit, and secure an interview. And we have skilled and developed and experienced experts inside of there who will sit down and talk with you, go through your business plan, show you where you might be a little bit weak, help you to strengthen it, and also carry you right to the door of the bankers. Yeah?
Where we want to go.
But we're talking small money, yeah? Talking small money.
Seed money to get started.
I just want to get started because I started already. But I've been doing look, my girl in the finals already again. And my yes.
All right. Excellent. So it's quite a lot that we can do. But we need to energize people on these ideas. All right? Now, you might well be telling all of these young people that we came fourth in the semis. Fourth?
Yes.
How many points? 262. We came fourth. Because of our energies, because of our concentration, of course because of the good music that has been arranged and so on, the very effective management that has been afforded and so on. And we can take that further. There are opportunities here for us to take that further. Are we thinking about opening our own pan factory? Are we going to import or build the kind of drums with the kind of specification that would make it ideal for the kind of music that we want to do? There's a host of things that we would like to do. And I wish to assure you that we have a Ministry of Labor, Small and Micro Enterprise Development that is prepared, and a minister who is not going to sleep, to do all of this to enrich Trinidad and Tobago. And if we enrich Trinidad and Tobago, then we'll be enriching all our lives.
Certainly.
I am enjoying this. As a matter of fact, I'd always wanted to play the pan. I think tonight I have a selection. I will play the pan with Exodus.
Which instrument do you like?
I asked him whether he has a 16 bass.
Minister, and the big thing about this thing too, I mean, you get out of it, you get the CDs, you get the players, you export the players, the music. A lot to get out.
We do down the chart, as I said before. We know, like, people come to me and say they want, our people playing pan all over the world, but they don't have charts to follow the music. It's like anti-pan. They might want the chart for that to play in a auditorium somewhere else, and all of that people want to get into.
And universities abroad buy the music, buy the music scores. Universities abroad buy the lap of the music scores. This country cannot supply this instrument to the world. The demand for the instrument is far greater, it far exceeds what this country can supply.
So we have a market.
You have a big market.
We have a market. People playing pan all over.
Is to develop the product to satisfy that market.
We go, I mean, we done tours like Japan. We
China.
go to Panorama in Japan. We go to China. There's a steel band in China. You come around us and so on. We go to Virginia some time ago. Big Panorama, 18 bands. All those kinds of things are happening all over the world. And this instrument that came out of a little backyard scene.
Very well. Very well. So it is this instrument and all of the potentials that it can satisfy. It is the carnival and all of the things that we make and do for carnival, but we make and do them only for the 2 days of carnival. We want to put sustainability in all of that as they contribute to the further development of Trinidad and Tobago. And if I have 2 soldiers on board, I met these 2 soldiers here tonight.
Well,
Good to see you again.
sure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.